what I planned for today's session is first we will see how to make this control chart, and I have a couple of tips in date fields. So before trying to make this control chart, we will first try to understand what is what all are the features in the control chart. Here the visualization is nothing but the sales trend across the month wise. Then on top of this, we are trying to highlight some of the band, and we are trying to show the values which are outside the values that we would like to band. So here, when it's named as control chart, because we have an control to control the banding. So here, if you can see, we have an average line based on the sales which is generated. Then apart from that, we have a parameter which we are using to control the banding. So currently we have selected one. So UCL is nothing but the maximum control limit or upper control limit, which is average plus 1 into step deviation, and lower control limit is average sales minus 1 into standard deviation. So here we have one control to choose how many deviation we would like to show apart from average. So if we select 2, in that case it will be showing the values which fall away from average plus twice the standard deviation, which is upper control limit, and the same thing applies for the lower control limit as well. Let's see quickly how to make this in Tableau. Let me open a new file which is already connected to sample superstore data. We will try to show the trend of sales across the time period. Let me drop the sales. Let me show the month-wise trend. And now the first step would be just generating the average line for the entire table. So now we got the average line. We will just try to customize it, so we will be able to show the value. So value here, some sales label, customize. Price sales. So now we got the average line. Then next we have to create a parameter to able to control whether you would like to average sales plus 1 deviation or 2 standard deviation or 3. So let's create a parameter naming as number of standard deviation. Let's change it to list. Here, list. Show the parameter as well. So now we are supposed to create 2 fields, one for the upper control limit and the second one for lower control limit. Let me create a calculated field for upper control limit. So window average, sum of sales, plus, since it's a upper control limit, it should be a plus, number of standard deviation. To get the standard deviation of sales, we have a function Tableau which is window standard deviation and sum of sales. So this is the upper control limit. Let me copy this as well. Create a calculated field. Here instead of plus it should be a minus. That's it. It's the lower control limit. So now we have the fields for upper control limit and lower control limit. The next step would be how to get the banding based on the lower control limit and upper control limit. first let's bring both of the visualization, both of the fields into the visualization. Now we have both lower control limit and upper control limit in the detail shelf. Now to get the banding, what you are supposed to do, click on the analytics band. Here we have a reference band in the custom table. So once you bring it and drop it in sum of sales, we have band from 2. So here minimum and maximum. So minimum would be the lower control limit and the maximum would be the upper control limit. Okay. So now we got the banding limit, and we'll just try to check based on the standard deviation how it changes. So once if we change the number of standard deviations as 2, it changes accordingly. Now we will work on a little bit the formatting part. Instead of giving value, we'll have a custom saying lower control limit. Insert the value. Similarly for the upper control limit, we'll change the label to custom and insert the value. Okay, currently the shading is more of like opaque. We'll try to make it a bit translucent. So it's okay now. Now we got upper control limit and lower control limit as well. The only thing left is to how to differentiate the data points which falls away from this banding or not in this banding. So to do that, we'll write again a calculated field to filter those data points. We have to write a conditional statement saying that if sum of sales is greater than the upper control limit and if it is less than the lower control limit, you'd like to get only those filter points, data points. So if sum of sales is greater than the upper control limit or sum of sales is less than lower control limit, then give me the sum of sales. Now we'll drop the values beside the sum of sales. So now the default type is line. We will try to change it to a circle, and we will do a dual axis. Synchronous axis. So now we can see the points are highlighted in orange color, which falls away from the banding. This is dynamic as well. Once if we change to based on the standard deviation, now it will show this is the only point which is away from the control whichever you have selected the banding. So this is the control chart which I had for today. Anyone have any doubts?
Maybe I'll just talk a bit about control charts since I was in the field for some time. So typically where you use control charts are in a manufacturing scenario. So the LCL and the UCL, the lower and upper control limits, they are calculated just like Jairam showed you in that calculated field. So you have the average plus or minus the standard deviation of the process. And these control charts, actually there are several types of control charts. So what we have here on the screen is something called as an X-bar chart. So X-bar stands for the average. And then you have something called as moving range chart. Then you have something called as an X-bar and R chart. So R stands for the range. And typically what sort of a metric we show on the control chart is, so let's say you manufacture something, right? The average sales number that you see, the 47 point something, that will be the measurement that you have to manufacture. So for example, if you're manufacturing some cylindrical part, so assume that the diameter of that cylinder is 20 mm. Okay, so that average line will be that 20 mm. And that LCL and UCL is basically the level of control that you want for your process. So this will be in the order of some 0.0 xmm or 0.xmm, something like that. So it could be something like between 19.5 mm and 20.5 mm, where the average is 20 mm. So within that particular control range, when you're manufacturing, when you've set or configured your machine to manufacture parts of 20 mm, how many are actually within that limit? So that is what you determine using this control chart. So this gives you a visual representation of how many products you have manufactured that are out of your control. So for example, if you're manufacturing, let's say 100 products in a batch, how many of them had a diameter of more than that 20.5 mm or less than the 19.5 mm? That is what you can quickly determine using this kind of a control chart. That's a little bit of additional information on control charts. Over to you, Jairam.
Thanks, Hari. So next tip what I had for today is like how to extract the last day of a month. Unless Power BI and Excel, we don't have any specific function to extract the last day of a month in Tableau. So let's see how to extract the last day of month in Tableau now. So currently I have dropped the year of order date and month. So you have to create a calculated field. Here what's the idea is, here we have a date trunc function which truncates based on the inputs you give. For example, if you give date trunc month and a particular date, it will just give us it will truncate the date to the starting of the month. So then we will add a month to the date truncated. So for example, for assume a date like Jan 14 or 15, what happens when you give when we use this date trunc function is it will return the Jan 1st 2017. Then with that we will add a month, so it will be going for February 2017. Then we will subtract a day from it, so we will get the last day of Jan. And that's the logic or idea we follow to extract the last day of a month in Tableau. So date trunc. So here, since I want to extract the last day of a month, I will go for a month. Then date would be the order date. Okay. Let me drop this UIM text. So now, as expected, we got the first day of the month. Now with this EOM metric, we are supposed to add a month. So to do that, we will use the date add function. So date add. Okay. Here I would add to the month, comma 1, and the date field would be the truncated part which we made already. Okay, so near Jan we got 1st February. Now if we subtract one day from the field whichever we made, we will be able to generate the last day of the particular month. So UIM did. On top of this, we will subtract one more day. So date add. Here I would like to add a day, subtract a day. So date part will be the day and part would be interval would be the -1. Date will be the already created field which we had. So this is how we generate the last day of a particular month in Tableau. Any doubts on this? Okay, we quickly move on to the last one. So here, how to change the week starting. Currently, if you see, like Monday is the week starting and we have week till Sunday. So if you would like to change this week starting, what we are supposed to do is simple technique. Just right click on the data source. Here we will have a date properties. So if you would like to change the week start Sunday, you can just change Sunday and click OK. So if you can see now, the week starting has changed to Sunday. Apart from that, we do have many other functions over there. If you'd like to change the date format instead of this, maybe in this format, we can just change everything here rather than clicking here and clicking on format and selecting the one which you want. We can just right click on the data source and change directly whichever day you would like to have as week starting. These all are the things I had for today. If anyone have any doubts, clearing them, or else we can close the session. Thank you guys.
Jairam,
Thanks,
one
Jairam.
question.
Yeah.
So like we can schedule that week start. Can we schedule like financial year start? So most of the companies have their different financial year in US. So
Okay.
like from February instead of Jan, can we start from February?
Not sure though. Just a minute. Let me share my screen. So, rate properties. I think we'll be able to
Fiscal year
here we
start,
have
yeah.
fiscal year start. So based on that, once you select, I think we'll be able to.
Okay.
And also we have a default calendar type also, 2 types. These are
Okay.